1970, we sure we did the forefront. Knowledge for selfish, for sure we did the work. Auditorium to basement of all faculty of law. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Work hard and we shine, commitment, dedication. Neurosurgery, comedy, music, Nollywood. SOTK, Dr. Core, MC Casino. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Great UNIBEN, great UNIBEN, great UNIBEN, great UNIBEN. Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of the UNIBEN Alumni Series. As you know, this is a program where we showcase activities of the alumni of the University of Benin, men and women that are doing great things in their different worlds, in their different endeavors. And on today's episode, we have a great man with us, a former member of the Oyo State House of Assembly. He is the president of Geoprus Services Limited. Also, he's the chairman of the University of Benin Alumni Association Ibadan branch. He is Honorable Matthew Oyedokun. Thank you very much, Honorable, for granting our request to appear on our show. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. It is interesting to know that Honorable Matthew bagged his Bachelor of Science degree in Geology from our university in 1993. Yes. Sir, I will start with this question. You are from Oyo State, and when I looked at your profile, your postgraduate degrees after your BSc, all from a university in Oyo State. You went back home after gaining the foundation, your BSc from UNIBEN. So why did you pick UNIBEN for your BSc? Why did you come to UNIBEN for your BSc initially?
Well, it's actually I have someone I could call my godfather that also went to UNIBEN.
Okay.
And so
you can mention his name if you wish to.
His one is Mr. Adeyoju.
Okay.
Actually, he graduated from UNIBEN in 1980. Made the first class in accounting.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and he's someone I admire so much. So because of him, I chose to also come to UNIBEN.
Okay. And why geology? Why health science? Geology, health science?
Well, near my place, there is one marble company, Igbeti Marble Company, about 45 minutes from my place. And anytime I pass through that place, I ask questions, what are they doing here? They said they are mining marble. And I further ask, who are the people that could work in this kind of a place?
Okay.
Then I was told, well, the geologists discovered the place and they also do exploration, they do mining. And then as a young man, I decided to pursue a career in geology.
Okay. Did you go back there to work with the company after getting the degree?
Well, unfortunately, UNIBEN is close to oil company. So I actually started my career in the oil industry.
Okay.
And today, I'm now back in that
sector. Okay. Still on the UNIBEN, why UNIBEN and not UNIBEN after your first degree? You went ahead to have an MBA, the MSc, the PhD outside UNIBEN. So why did you not continue with UNIBEN? Was it because when I checked your profile, you had your
your MBA in 2001, you were already in politics then because you came in 1999. Was it because of politics you are not closer home? You didn't contemplate going to UNIBEN for postgraduate degrees?
Well, it's a long story, and to be funny, while in the oil industry, I find it very difficult to settle down, as at the time I wanted to get married.
Okay.
So, and that was what dragged me into politics, and going back home and joining politics and all that. That was actually, I had already won my election before my followers and sponsor began to ask after my wife. And I remember Professor Dibu Ojeride, the then registrar of JAB, is from my place. They were the one that encouraged me to go ahead and contest. And he said, if I had known you are not responsible, I would vote for you. And the team paid me. So that was when I now quickly organized and he was the chairman of the wedding.
Good.
Back then, in 1999, immediately after my election. So I actually achieved the reason why I went back home. Because then I work as a seismologist. I will go through on site, spend like 1 month. I have like 1 or 2 weeks holiday. Then most of my girlfriends, they don't really understand what I do then. They don't understand. And anytime I just disappeared and appear again, they take me to be an unserious person. Where have you been all this while? I said, I went to work. This man that disappeared, reappear again. So many of them started losing interest in me. And at a point in time, I now decided, I said, well, I would have to quit this job. I want to settle down. So the politics now brings an opportunity for me to settle down. I did not settle down then. And that's why you see, immediately I got to the House of Assembly the following year, I started because I'm one of the legislators in Oyo State, and the capital of Oyo State is Ibadan. So because of proximity, I have to, and because I want to actually start my own business, I have to enroll for MBA. Then thereafter, I want to, because the experience I had was in oil industry. So I now went back to the same UI to do MSc Economic Geology. And of course, because my supervisor realized I did very well in my MSc, he now encouraged me to do my, actually I told him I don't need it.
Okay.
I'm on my own and I don't plan to be in the academics. But he said, no. What you did in your MSc is even worth a PhD. So he took me back, and it took a very long 8 years before I could get my PhD.
Because I'd already penciled down that I was going to ask what drives your love for education, because it is not a common practice with politicians that when they get into office, they tend to acquire more degrees in our setting, in our Nigerian political setting. But for you, you got into office in 1999, 2001, you got MBA. From there, you proceeded to have MSc, then PhD. So I just said, we need to know what drives your education. But you just revealed to us that, especially for the PhD, you were inspired by your supervisor because you did well during your MSc certification. Okay, and I want to ask, how were you able to manage the responsibility of being a member of the House of Assembly and also doing your MBA? No, yes, this was education and politics and governance. How were you able to manage that period?
I would encourage politicians to seek knowledge. It's because of my appetite for knowledge. And of course, I have to mention, while I was in UNIBEN, I had my supervisor then was Dr. L.M. David. He's a Filipino.
No.
So the kind of background it gives me then, because right from my year 1 till final year when he supervised my BSc project, I happen to be very close to him, even up till now. You know? So he really gave me a lot of background of, look, wherever you are, seek for knowledge. Wherever you are, you know, find out how they are getting that job. You know, so he had prepared me right from UNIBEN for the way I live my life thereafter. So anywhere I am, I always try to improve myself, try to seek knowledge and all that. So I will encourage politicians to do that, because even while I was in the House of Assembly, the committee I chair happened to be the ministry that oversee issues of solid minerals and mining. And thereafter, when I also joined Governor Ajimobi as special advisor, I told him, I said, well, I wouldn't want you to give me an assignment that would take me from my profession and my calling. So he made me special advisor, solid minerals, for 8 years. And then I was able to develop myself along that line. I was able to, and that was when I was doing my PhD anyway. I started my PhD in 2011 when I got that appointment. And, you know, that is research. And I did my research in Oyo State, trying to see the fluid inclusion of Ibadan field of pegmatites and that of Okeogun. And it's helped me a lot to unravel a lot of things on pegmatite. And it's a rock that has a lot of minerals.
Okay. So let's talk a bit of politics. You were in the House of Assembly for 4 years, 1999 to 2003. That was just the commencement of our Fourth Republic.
Yes.
How impactful do you think your 4-year stint at the House of Assembly was for your people, for your constituents?
Well, that's what has even kept me up to today. I would have run away. But there, I was in my community then. I was able to, we have issues with electricity. I was able to influence electricity to my community and a village nearby my community. Also, then we used to trek my people, and even when I went to secondary school, we used to trek a long distance to go to secondary school. God helped me then to be able to bring a secondary school to that my community. And then we were able to influence tarring of some roads in my community. Then we were able to get jobs for many people in my constituent, not my community alone, in my constituent. You know, that era when I was in the House of Assembly was when we were able to inject a lot of people from my constituent to the state civil service. To the extent that some of them today are permanent secretaries.
That's great to hear.
You know, so anytime I say I'm quitting politics, all these people will say, no. So, and many times they run to me for one thing, whether I'm in or out of government. Those people that we employed, I will just call one of them and said, look, can you help me do this? And they will do it. You know, so
that's interesting to note, sir.
That is it.
Yeah, you mentioned so that you were appointed as special advisor to the governor on solid minerals in 2011. Outside UNIBEN providing you with the foundational knowledge when it comes to solid minerals and all, what soft skills did UNIBEN help you with in discharging your duties as a member of House of Assembly and special advisor for 8 years? That's cumulatively 12 years you were in public service. So
No,
what
I was actually after my sojourn in the House of Assembly, I was drafted into the party office for another 8 years as a work by party.
That's what I'm talking about. Almost 20 years in public service.
Yes.
Yes, 2 decades.
Yes.
So how did UNIBEN influence how you discharge your duties in these offices?
Well, then in my department, we have the student arm of NMGS, Nigerian Mining and Geosciences Society. We call it NAGAMS then.
Okay.
You know? Yes. So I was the secretary of NAGAMS from my part 2 to 3. And then that was when they used to call me ABN then, you know, Association of Better Nigeria. That was the time Nigerian politics, they have that appellation. And also, that time I was also involved in the time Lucky Binedo and this old man were fighting to be governor.
Okay, Oyedokun.
Oyedokun. So I was also part of the students that used to go to Lucky Binedo then. I would be saying, follow Uno Road. So that thing had been in me. And recently, when we went for the council meeting, we were hosted by Esama. So I told people, I said, well, it was when I was a student that I've been to this house.
Yeah, regular there.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, so the politics, I started it in UNIBEN. I started it in UNIBEN, and even in my profession, I'm also involved very actively in my professional association. Right now, I'm the vice president of Nigerian Mining and Geosciences Society. So the politics has been in me, and that does not really disturb. Of course, I'm a private person. I have my private business, and so it doesn't really disturb my work. So I create time to get actively involved in politics, because that's the only way I can help my people anyway. There is no amount of money I will have that I can tie a kilometer of road. There is no amount of money I could have that I could buy one a transformer. There is no amount of money I could have that I can create job for more than 50 people. You know, from medical doctor to nurses to all sorts of professions. I've helped them to secure job, even in the police, in the DSS, in the civil defense, and so many places, you know.
Okay. Let's talk about your time at the University of Benin. What fond memories can you recall during your time? I know you came in towards the leadership of Professor Grace Alele Williams. I think she left in 1992, sorry, just 1 year before you left the university. So most of your time, it was during our administration that you were a student there. Yes. So can you recall some fond memories, some fond moments, events during your time as a student of the institution?
Well, it's all there were sweet and bitter moments.
Yes.
And I could recall of the big bitter moments than the sweet moments.
We want to hear them. They all help.
So that time, you know, there were prevalent activities of the cultists. That time we were in UNIBEN. And I remember there is one Capo who is related to, whether the son of Alede Williams himself. No, is this Clark. Is the Clark's son, who happens to be my friend, you know. And when I have tribal mark, you may not see it. So, and at the point in time, the campus magazine brought out something to say we are only two, one lecturer and myself, that have tribal mark in UNIBEN. I remember very well. But another thing is that any time the cultist wants to strike, they always, when they come to the place and they meet me there, they say, Yoruba boy, leave this place. So later is that my friend that told me that he always excuse me because they thought I have jabs. And they were coming to me, Yoruba boy, can you take out me? But then I don't know whether Panadol and Fancy. So, well, he said because of my tribal, they thought I could be a very powerful person. And I recall one day I was on 4. So that day, some of them invited me to join them. And I said no. So they now came looking for me in the room. That time I went back in. I was coming back from where I went to read. And, you know, we used curtains to demarcate our room then. So they just met me as I was about entering and asked, which is the Yoruba boy's room? And when you see a hard guy, you know him. So I just pointed and said, in front there. And they went in front. I turned back and ran back to class. So then, he told me the guy had gas. So one of them said, we saw him and he disappeared. They said he just disappeared.
So that confirmed what they were saying.
And so they said, we told you he had gas. He just disappeared, you know. So, so those are the things. Apart from the reading, we read a lot, then study hard, and all that. So,
okay, while we gradually wind up, what are the attributes you took from the institution? What are the things UNIBEN taught you that are still quite handy today that you still make reference to and said, oh, I learned this in UNIBEN?
A lot. Hard work. I learned in UNIBEN. Hard work. I remember when I was doing my project, and then Dr. David, he taught us geostatistics, which is a lot of computers. So he really exposed me to computers, and he insisted you must type your project yourself. That thing brought tears to my eye because typing them was like hell. But that also prepared me for the future, because when I got to Shell, where I served, you know, knowing that I could handle computer and I could do that, I now, they gave me all their softwares, all the computers. So while most of the coppers would be asked to go and bring newspapers, bring tea and all that, I gained a lot from the fact that Dr. L.M. David exposed me to computers. So, and that was where the whole thing started, to the extent that I got my job 3 months to the end of my service. And the Shell were telling me, well, the only thing they have for me is a contract, so I could go and start my work. That one is a permanent job in United Geophysical, you know, as a seismologist. Because in Shell, I was a seismology trainee. Okay. And one thing, it was UNIBEN anyway that prepared me for life. Let me say that.
Okay. Lastly, Honorable, you are chairman of Ibadan branch of our association. What are your immediate targets for the branch?
Well, Ibadan branch is quite a large branch, and on daily basis we kept discovering people that finished from UNIBEN, many of them in UI, many of them in the Polytechnic Ibadan, all the higher institutions in Oyo State, we have them, even outside Ibadan, and well, that's where we cut our teeth, and always, even here, we encourage people to also go to UNIBEN to go and school. Quite a lot of our people are right now having their degrees in UNIBEN because of the way we look at the people that went before us, and also people are looking at us that we are doing well and all that, and we tell them, look, that's the foundation. I always say, yes, I had 3 degrees from UI, but I value UniBest more, because I used to tell them, they say they are premier university. I say we are the best university, because wherever we are, we make our mark. So, and always wherever we are, we try to encourage people to go to UNIBEN and have the kind of foundation that we have. So that's one. Another thing is that we actively participate in everything that the national are doing in the university. There is one member now that is in the National Assembly. We kept telling him he should, then he also read geology. So I kept telling him, look, we have been able to do something in the department. He should also try to do something in the department. And also we have a micro University of Benin alumni graduates of geology. We are trying to raise funds to assist people to. And I have a promise to them when we had a mini conference that in the next NMDS NAPE mini conference that I'm going to sponsor about 10 of them for that mini conference. So we have a way of parting back in UNIBEN, and we always look for opportunity to ensure that the UNIBEN gets greater and greater. As you enter the school, you see that those things.
Yes.
I always so we get great and greater and greatest. So it's in our mind. Like many of our predecessors, like this former governor of Lagos State.
Yeah, but that's yes.
UNIBEN. We also pray that we have the opportunity to do more. So UNIBEN is always on our mind, and we always tell people about UNIBEN.
Thank you so much, sir. You're a great ambassador of our university. We are so appreciative of what you do. And if there's any way we need to come and we need to collaborate to do more for our institution, I'm always available, sir. Thank you so much, Honorable, for granting this interview. That's the end of the interview. I've been speaking with Honorable Matthew Oyedokun, a former member of the Oyo State House of Assembly and president of Geoprus Services Limited. He's also the chairman of the University of Benin Alumni Association Ibadan branch. Continue to subscribe to our channel. We'll bring you more exclusive interviews of UNIBEN alumni. Bye.